welcome to another episode of the Impactful Introvert podcast with me, Seema Pateel, your business coach for introverted women who want to implement a way to sign clients via the shortest path that is completely tailored to their personality and their lifestyle. Today, I want to talk about social media and how, like, I know the feeling that comes when anytime you think about social media for marketing, and today I want to address that feeling. I want to talk about 3 ways to market your business without relying on social media. However, I want to make a case for social media so that when you actually leverage it, like I want you to leverage it, basically. That's what I want you to do. And that is what this episode is all about. So let's just call it as it is. If marketing your business feels like a full time job on especially Instagram, then you're not alone. Like, the features are amazing and they are fun for the person who loves using those features, but having to use it as someone who is not used to, who doesn't find it fun, and who feels like you and I know with certainty, we feel like we have to be there every day, otherwise the algorithm will punish us. So it's, instead of being something that is going to help us in our business, that is going to actually help us wind down, we are feeling the effects, the negative effects of social media. So if you're thinking, I'm doing all of this, but why is my effort not bringing the results at the same with the same intensity, then I'm here to help you with that. Okay. See, this is something that I see all the time in my work, and it's kind of the reason why I created my free guide, the Booked Out One Episode at a Time. I'll talk more about that later, but just know that the frustration when it comes to being present online, being visible, and marketing your business is something that most of us go through. Okay, all of us go through at some point or another, and most of us are feeling it quite intensely currently. And I'm here to help you so that marketing gets to be easier when it is designed for you. The truth is, social media is just one way to market, but somewhere along the line, we started treating it like the only way, and that's just not working. If I have to be honest, it's holding you back. So, marketing isn't about posting content constantly. It's about connection, it's about building trust, and it is about getting in front of your people in a way that fits your energy and your strengths. So, you don't need to constantly keep posting content. You, however, need to get in front of your people, which content does for you, but that doesn't mean you have to constantly keep creating new stuff. So, today I want to share 3 marketing methods that don't rely on social media, and how to actually use social media if you do choose to. There is a very good reason that you should choose to. So let's start with one of my favorite visibility strategies, one that's, I believe, perfect for introverts and is completely free, just like social media. And that is being a podcast guest. Here's the thing. I know as introverts, we have a lot to talk about on the topics that we enjoy. And I believe in most cases, you do the work that you do, the service that you provide, because at a certain level, you do enjoy doing that in the quietness, in solitude. However, if asked about, say, if you're a Pinterest manager and you help your clients with their Pinterest account, keeping it up to date, keeping it alive, and keeping it such that they are seeing conversions through it, then I know with confidence that you know how valuable Pinterest is. You are always looking into how to get better results for your clients. So you're learning and you're consuming information about Pinterest, etc. But me and other people who do not, who are not at the same level of expertise as you are not, because we are not constantly consuming information about Pinterest. We hear about it, we want the results, but we do not have time or patience to learn about it. However, you do, which means you can, I'm not saying go teach how to use Pinterest, but you can talk about how amazing Pinterest is, how you make it work. Like, you're working with multiple clients. So, how do you make it work? How do you make time to do all of the work for all of your clients? Like, talk about those things. Those are what are going to bring in aligned clients to who want to work with you. So, when you know you have things to talk about, why don't you borrow the trust that someone has created through their platform, their podcasting platform, and also leverage long form content along with forming connections? Like, podcast guesting is one amazing way to get in front of a lot of people, large audience, to create long form content that you can then get access from the podcast host to create snippets, whether it's audio or video, and post it on your social media channels, and also build connection with that person, build stronger, genuine connection with their audience. It is amazing for introverts. You don't have to constantly be on social media. You just have to show up for that specific episode recording and be helpful in promoting. So, leverage podcast guesting. But I want to add that there are nuances to using it as a lead generator or even as a way to sell. When you're guesting, I would recommend not focusing on the sales aspect. I would rather you use it as a way for people to get to know you and get into your world. So use it as a lead generator. So do that either by inviting them to your space, whether it is emails, blogs, podcast of your own, Facebook group, wherever you show up consistently, your social media, any single channel, like, get them on there and then nurture those relationships. That is, in my opinion, quite a simple and easier way than constantly thinking about new content to post. And if for some reason you have this fear that I don't know what to talk, I've never done this, I don't know how to be a valuable guest, etc. So if guesting is not your thing in the moment, then I have another simple, easy, low lift kind of a way to get in front of people, and that is virtual networking events. See, okay, if you need virtual networking events, reach out to me. But in the recent times, there are a lot of people who host virtual networking events for other businesses, and I have found this a great place to connect with people, connect with like-minded people, because when we step into that virtual room, yes, there are 15, 20, 30 people I only attend the smaller number ones. I do not attend the over 100 people kind of a thing. That is definitely overwhelming for me. But when I am there, I am listening to the people. I am connecting with the vibe that the person has when they introduce themselves to all of us in the main room. And then there are opportunities to go into breakout rooms of 2, 3 to 5 people and build a better understanding of who you're talking to. And then what I do is to reach out to the person through emails. All of these networking events have a place for you to share your social media links, your email, your website, etc. So I email the people whose vibe I connected with, and then I get on coffee chats to see how we can collaborate in any way, or if we can be referral partners, etc. So those are great. They are not like random coffee chats. You already kind of know it's a curated list of people you're connecting to, so that feels a lot more energy efficient for me. And it helps that I am meeting new people, but I'm not meeting large numbers of people every week, which is overwhelming as an introvert. Like, I do not want to talk to, like, get on 50 coffee chats or DM 50 people and then, okay, that I don't want that. I don't like it. I don't even want to think about it. So that's another way: virtual coffee chats, virtual networking events. And if you need some networking events that you would like to be a part of, let me know. Send me an email, send me a DM on Instagram, whatever way you prefer, and I'll send you some events that you can join in. Now, if these first two are all about real time connection, then I have a third one, which I believe is again another low lift way to get in front of people, build connections, and grow your own network. And that is collaborations through summits and bundles and other like private podcast groups and all of that, audio only kind of a thing. So these kind of events are curated. I really, really, really enjoy participating in bundles a lot more than summits, because when it's a summit, I feel an added pressure to create content that is very tailored to that summit, and it doesn't always work out for me. Like, for the bundles, I can contribute to a bundle anytime. I can schedule the emails as soon as I get the swipe copy and I'm done. Whereas a summit, I have to put in a little more intention. I have to make sure I have time to create a submission that I know is not only going to be valuable, but also like valuable to the person who is hosting the summit and valuable to the attendees, but I want that to convert into something for me. So that makes summit a little more energy intensive, but it is still an amazing way to build the instant know, like, trust with completely new audience. And bundles, like, if you have one or two, like, you don't need a lot of offers. If you have one or two, say, mini courses, whether it is audio only, text based, I don't care. You don't have to be on video if that is not your thing, but it helps to be on video because you're getting in front of complete strangers who have signed up for this. And honestly, many a times as a bundle attendee, I sign up. I still have the login tabs open on my computer right now, but I haven't been able to sign in and consume the content. So having that video makes it a little faster to connect with the person rather than like reading the text and getting the information, but not really connecting with the person who created the resource. So that's another way. And here's a pro tip that I hadn't even thought about or leveraged this yet. It is to connect with the other um, contributors in the bundle or summit so that you grow your network again. So it allows you to build long term trust quietly without being performative, and it puts you in front of a large audience. So I really, really love being a contributor to summits and bundles. So these kinds of partnerships, summits, bundles, podcast guesting, co-hosting events, etc., they let you get in front of an aligned audience without having to fight the algorithm or burn out on content creation. But there is again a nuance to it. You have to be mindful. You cannot assume that you will contribute to every available bundle or you will guest on every available podcast and magically start seeing leads coming in. Unless you are being mindful, it is going to seem like wasted effort. So everything needs you to be intentional and quite mindful on how you're going to present yourself, present your content, and how you're going to take the conversation in a way that it becomes a lead generator for you. And honestly, this is the kind of strategy I walk you through in my free guide, the Booked Out One Episode at a Time. If you're nodding along, like thinking, yes, I want more of this. Of course, Seema, I don't want to be performing for everyone on the internet. Go ahead, grab the freebie. It'll help you create a system that doesn't rely on one specific channel or avenue, but rather be in your, like, put your best energy out so that you're connecting with the right people and attracting your ideal clients. I'll drop the link in the show notes too, okay? Now, I'm not here to villainize social media. I strongly believe it can work really well, but only when you stop expecting it to do everything for you. See, social media is like being promoted by all the marketers as the only way to sell out your offers. And I am not denying the truth in that, but I want you to understand that there is a way to use it. See, social media is currently free. It's a free way of getting in front of new people. So there's merit to leveraging social media, but it cannot become your entire business, not unless you want to transition into being a content creator and let that be your revenue generator. So use social media for visibility and conversations, not as your entire funnel. Like, that is the top of the funnel. That is where new people get to know you. That is where your existing connections, audience, stay connected with you. That is where you have conversations with them, because that is a non-committal, non-invasive way of having conversations with complete strangers. So approach social media with this mindset that it's not where I convert, it's where I connect. Then you don't feel the need to perform or to please the algorithm. So I want you to remember that you are using social media with the intent to connect and grow and nurture that connection. When you think about it that way and focus less on sales, then it becomes easier to create content, which means you don't necessarily have to create new content constantly. You need to leverage reuse, and repurpose. Both these aspects are super important in your content marketing. So it's not just taking old piece of content and pasting it with a new graphic. It sometimes will have to, depending on the times, depending on the season, it may have to be reworked a little bit, and that's repurposing, or it may have to be created in a different format. For example, if a text based uh, post didn't work, create a reel and see how that performs. Sometimes the content doesn't connect the way you assumed it would, and that probably is the reason, not that you have to come up with brand new ideas every single time. So the intention, and actually again leveraging, you have to leverage social media, you have to not perform for it. That is what I want you to do. So how do you use all of the aspects of it? Like, a lot of social platforms, especially meta related, have stories on it, and if stories are not your thing, don't bother. Use the aspects that work for you and drop the ones that are not. Don't constantly keep thinking, how am I going to get the reach if I don't use this amazing aspect? Yes, there is merit to it. There is value to all of those features, but if it's causing you a lot of um, deep discomfort, not just superficial comfort, but a lot of deep discomfort, then I want you to stop looking at it as the only way. Okay, so whether you take a full on, I want to use every aspect of this social media platform so that I get the best results approach, or I'll just use it as it fits me approach, it is totally a very valid approach. Okay, your goal is always the same: build a business that works for you. All right, so you don't need to chase every trend, show up on every single platform available, or necessarily be more consistent to sign clients. You just need a strategy that makes sense for how you work. About the consistency point, I want you to understand consistency is once a day, once a week, once a month, once a year. Focus on what consistency is beneficial for you and possible for you. It has to be a combination. It cannot be just beneficial for you, which means you'll be consistent once every 6 months, or possible for you, which means you cannot say, I'll post once a day or 3 times a day, if that's causing you a lot of deep discomfort. All right, that is all for this episode. But before you go, I want to make sure you grab my free guide, booked out one episode at a time. It's not just a list of ideas on how to market, it's a curated experience. I have pulled together the exact podcast episodes that walk you through everything from clarifying your offer to creating content that actually leads to sales to handling sales calls with confidence. If you have ever felt like you're doing all the right things, but somehow the results are not working, they are not showing, the return on the investment and effort is not there, then this guide will help you connect the dots. Every episode comes with impactful, actionable steps on how to apply it to your own business, and simple steps to put it into action without needing to overhaul everything in your business. So, whether you've been listening to this podcast for a while or you're brand new to this episode, this guide will help you build a client signing strategy that actually fits your personality and your lifestyle. You can grab it right now at seemapateel.com/episode dash hyphen guide. It's totally free and it's going to make the time you spend on marketing actually worth it. So grab it. I'll share the link in the show notes as well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.